Frost. My brain's like, listen to me. And then I had to double check.
Fair play.
Don't trust myself.
All right, final series of the night as we now have, spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner, ESC, Showtime. And up to the top right, we have our red Zerg. It is Acer Nerchio, who sent his Overlord in the wrong direction this time.
I guess I squealed a little bit then. That was a bit of a squeal when I was thinking. I was like, oh, why am I failing to remember? All right, we could see, a cannon rush.
Yeah, we could. Yeah. This probe normally doesn't go out this time.
No, I mean, it can, but this is usually to delay. If it's not a cannon rush, it's to scout really, really fast and to delay potentially a hatchery first. Let's find out, because he's going to poke up here. What is he going to choose? Because obviously the probe needs to go down like kind of close to now. It's the next probe.
Like, now that he spotted his opponent first.
You can't cannon rush when you spot your opponent first. Yeah. Because the thing is you can't force a hatchery down first.
Exactly.
You know he's going to go spawn and pull because your probe's there, so you're just going to have to play it out normal.
Yeah. So it's a bit like a double-edged sword there for Showtime. It's like, yeah, I spotted you.
That's if he had plans to cannon rush, of course.
Yeah, yeah. But, oh well. So now he spots the spawning pool, and from that point on, I'm probably just going to see him go straight to the macro and go for that Nexus, which is going to be happy for Showtime as he's keeping right on top of that and knows what his opponent's up to, so it's happy. Yep.
Yeah, he made just Nexus first. Yeah. So Nexus first into Forge pretty fast here. You can squeeze another probe, but you are risking it a little bit. It should be just a Forge straight away here, and then after the Forge can help us kind of know what he has planned. A pylon or gateway can mean a big difference.
Continuing this block off, just chilling out, really keeping a good block off. And in the end,
that's the wrong pylon.
Yeah.
You're meant to not build that pylon there. So he's actually blocked the hatchery first. And then builds another pylon at home. So he actually delays his gateway quite a lot because the gateway could have started. So he isn't going to play a pretty fast 2-base all-in because the gateway's late, even after the cannon, right? So if his gateway's late, his cybercore's late, his warp gate research is late, his tech is late. Which does lead me to believe it would be maybe Stargate, because you don't need to rush the Stargate out to get damage done, but you do need to rush out the robotics facility if it's the mortal attack, and you do need to rush the Twilight Council for DTs.
And these Zerglings were looking for that probe, and in the end they do find it, only for the help of an Overlord and drone, and we'll chase that away. And that actually should technically die before it gets home because there's 4 Zerglings trailing it, so that's all right for Nerchio to begin with.
Pylon in the top part of his base, by the way, Showtime. It's really far hidden away, right? And sorry, bottom right.
Oh, okay.
I wonder why the pylon's there, because the pylon could have been on the other side of the Nexus. But yeah, that gives space for something. So maybe it's going to be a Stargate, which is shown, and it could be for a Forge back up there.
It certainly could be.
And it could be for a +1 attack and a Forge. But the problem is he's got no probes out, and he's got no way to get probes out because there's Link spot and everything. So maybe that's not the case. But interesting pylon placement for sure.
Yeah, certainly.
At least for the Stargate, just to hide it until it's... Well, you don't really need to hide a Stargate as much.
Yeah, it's kind of fallen out of fashion, that kind of play. But at least you know that with these spawning positions, it's so extremely hard to get back there with an Overlord, that's for sure. I mean, this is the initial Overlord that would have liked to have been there to spot what was going on then. How long has that got? Not a chance to actually spot anything there.
No, it won't spot any tech.
All right, well, it will be the Stargate.
Yeah, as expected, Stargate play. You delay your gateway, it's most likely going to be a Stargate. 2 guesses added on pretty fast, good timing. So Nerchio is now in a position where he's opened up completely gasless, has no idea what this is. He knows his opponent is hiding information, whether it be just a normal game or not. He's taken his gases at a good time here, 6 minutes. There's +1 attack. With +1 attack being made like this, it can lead to an assault off the back of Phoenixes. It can also be to get that +1 attack so we can take a faster 3rd base and have the Zealots with +1 attack to help against Zerglings earlier on.
This Zealot isn't precisely low positioned, so technically there could have been a run by, but...
He hasn't got warp gate research.
Hey, you're right. Why is this not started? Is he going to start +1?
No, he's just not got warp gate. It's a mistake. He's forgotten warp gate research.
Oh dear.
He's forgotten Warp Gate research.
No! Showtime. This is not good. This is really not good.
This is what people say is choking under pressure, unfortunately. Not getting Warp Gate research is huge. Is really big.
Research. Press it. He needs to press that.
But at this point, you're never going to build it because the only time he would build it is when he starts to add on extra gateways. Oh, okay, he's just done it. I say that he's never going to do it, and he does it. But
Yeah.
oh, that's late. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, very much so. One Phoenix moves out here, but he's actually following this up with Void Ray. So
well, he either with the late Warp Gate research, he either is now playing risky and takes a third base without Warp Gate research, or plays it really passively and has to wait until it's done.
yeah, and that takes a long time here, considering all the positions. And you know, with this. These Phoenix, they may get an Overlord or two, but other than that, not a whole lot more. As he's going to take this third base, and...
It is risky, of course.
Yeah.
Because if we see an attack come out from Nerchio...
Which he would always do.
14 Zerglings on the way.
Yeah, this is just what Nerchio would have done anyway.
Yeah, and Nerchio's up to 6 gases. It's only a pressure 14 Lings, but with the creep spread, we could see a Hydralisk timing. The Spire comes in, but the Spire came first last time as well with the Hydralisk Den.
Yeah, it really depends on if the Phoenix actually spot it and give him good information here. That one cannon might be able to hold on here with Photon Overcharge as well against these Lings, so he could be able to hold this. He's actually going to go to the natural.
It's going to be Mutalisks.
Yeah, and there's no other dedication to anything else, and there's actually more Lings in production here.
Yeah, a 4th and 5th base for Mutalisks. At least it's a cannon. At least it's a Void Ray. That helps a lot. And Mothership Core with Photon Overcharge. So he won't lose his third. But Blink has been researched.
And he sees the Spire as well.
Yeah, he has to know. I mean, he sees an early 4th.
Yeah.
And he saw a drone moving towards the 5th. So this is how Nerchio loves to play air. And he starts Phoenix production again. But this is going to be... This will be Mutalisk and Corruptors.
Oh, yeah. There's the big play that he loves to do on this map, and it can be hard to really deal with if you're in the shoes of Showtime, especially if he's only got one Stargate. He actually needs to add on a second one here to be able to combat something like that.
Only gets 1 probe kill, 2 probe kills.
Maybe a few more. He's doing all right with it, this whole position, but in the end, he does get pushed away by Photon Overcharge.
It's a lot of Mutalisks he can make.
That's a lot of gases he's going to have.
First. Yeah.
All right, we're going to be up to 10 gases once he populates them.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah, especially at this point in time in the game. It's getting up to the 11-minute mark, and having 10 gas geysers, then it's like, ah.
But when we're seeing Showtime choose Stalkers over Mass Phoenix and not the Fleet Beacon, by the way, which is interesting because the melee upgrade's coming in, which is going to help out the Zerglings against Stalkers. Ideally against air, you want to have the range, and you want to have +1 attack and also range. Did I say range? Maybe I said range. But a lot of Phoenixes.
Yeah. They need to come out. Second Spire goes down as well for Nerchio, so he's going to have double upgrades, and that's a scary thing to go up against.
Yeah. But with this style, is Showtime has to be aggressive with Stalkers eventually, with +2 attack maybe.
Yeah.
He can't just sit back, defend with Phoenixes and Stalkers if he's not going to increase his Phoenix count by huge.
Corruptors are going to kill off the Mothership Core. And that's not going to have any energy for Photon Overcharge. That's going to open up a little bit of room for him, especially since still no Anion Pulse Crystals that you were mentioning before. And this third base, well, he has to run away. That's not enough for Zerglings to really do too much damage. But once 16 Mutalisks come along with this... Oh, nice shot there, Stalker.
So much gas income from Nerchio.
Yeah, let's...
Void Rays have been added on. Void Rays are not going to help. Not going to help here.
This just kind of spiraled out of control from the very word go without having Warp Gate tech, and then now trying to hold this off. The Mutalisks are going to just sit on top of all of this, and you can't do anything with those Phoenix. You don't have a Fleet Beacon. They can't really do much.
There's a lot of Mutalisks going to be in this game, Claris, and a lot of Zerglings underneath them. And
yeah.
they will absolutely ravage units without +1 armor. Especially with this +1 attack coming in to support.
He just said the Robo. I guess he wants to get up to Colossi to deal with the Zerglings, but
no,
that's weird.
No, don't get Colossus. Observers is okay.
Observers.
Yeah, spot the air where it's moving because he's very compact on 3 bases. But he needs a Fleet Beacon like before. He needs +1 attack and he needs range. And he needs a lot of Phoenixes. Void Rays are almost useless. I mean, sure, you look at Void Rays like, yeah, they're good versus Corruptors. But against mass air, Void Rays is slow. The Mutalisks are going to do so much damage. It's overall just not good.
Well, this is going to be a little bit difficult here for Showtime, who's playing this first game out, not to the best of his abilities. And He's going to get caught off. Oh, the mothership core again goes down. He needs to bank up some energy. He's just going to take the engagement. Nerchio, he knows he has so much power behind this army. Zergling sat right on top of those as well. Yeah, this is just too much.
Doing nothing here in this fight.
And all of Showtime's buildings are going to end up being completely vulnerable from that point on.
And Nerchio's on 5 bases, can take 6th, 7th, and is just dominating. We've seen Nerchio play this style before. He's crushed, and once again, he's crushing with this style. The upgrades, the lings, the muleless count are untouched. Without range, without +1 attack, these Phoenixes will not help. This is over.
Yeah.
This is over. It's really, really one-sided. This
gets +3 weapons. Everything here for Nerchio lines up brilliantly. 7 more Mutalisks on the way as well, and he can just take engagements with these because he doesn't care. Any Mutalisk he loses here is going to be replenished by 10 more per minute behind all of this.
I think Showtime was kept away from a lot of information past the first initial wave of units. He didn't know what the follow-up was going to be. He never saw if it was switch over to Hydralisk, switch over to anything. He just didn't know.
Against this guy, spawning down to the southern position as our blue Protoss, representing ESC Icy Box. It is Showtime. And up to the north, we have our red Zerg, representing Team Acer. It is Nerchio.
Nerchio, I would imagine, is going to turn up at the Intellect Stream Masters Katowice tournament.
Probably, considering it's quite close.
I would imagine so, and he'd be looking for one of those 2 slots.
It's going to be highly contested, though. Highly contested.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to win in the open bracket, but never mind. We'll think about that when we get closer. It's not that far away now, really. Only 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's not far. It's going to be good. I'm really looking forward to it. Last time, I mean, both of us were there. It was absolutely electric.
Yeah, boy.
And it's probably going to be even more electric this time around because of everything about it. Just everything. All right.
So, no early aggression from either player. It's a regular gateway opening coming out from Showtime again. And he's used this a lot today. He's only one time switched away from it out of all his games against Zerg today. And all he's played is Zerg today. Going through Nerchio first, and then, of course, live Zerg, and then Nerchio again in the rematch. Spawner pool opening for Nerchio. 15 pool, conservative, defensive. Of course, reactionary, and of course, like you mentioned before, a good point is you can send that second overlord and not have to worry and keep it around for the cannon rush.
Yep, always nice, always nice. And Showtime here, he's having a look around himself. He doesn't see the hatchery gone down, so he's going to know it's spawning pool. And doesn't actually even send the probe down there for the block. So Nerchio's going to get away with the expansion as well. That's nice for him.
Do you reckon Nerchio plays the air style here or not?
I mean, I've seen him do it. Yeah. But I think he could happily fall back on his Hydralisk play depending on how much Showtime is active with his Phoenix play if we see Stargate once again. Because that's the big telltale sign. That we normally see Nerchio like, it's like, oh, okay, you've already seen that with your Phoenix like patrolling around. If you don't see it on the off chance, then he switches up. And yeah, strong.
A little bit of a change up from Showtime, who's got a much faster Nexus. And delayed his gas, and then takes double gas after that, and delays his cyber core too, as you see. So a much, much faster opening here, a bit more greedy, but not overly greedy here. And 6 lings were built, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they were clearing out down to this left-hand side, and 2 were sent out into the middle here to... They will find that probe, but the probe, unfortunately, does chill out at the wrong 3rd location, but he's going to go down here.
These lings are scary. The 6 lings beats a Zealot, and the Mothership Core's late, and he has to chronoboost the gateway to get another unit out.
He's going to have to block this off with a building.
The Zealot will be out in time.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Actually, I wasn't watching it.
It'll be... Well, with a chronoboost, I wonder if he... Yeah, he's going to get another Zealot.
Wee.
But it's supply blocked, because it's not a part of his build. But the Zealot wall is fine. It's just these lings can harass this natural. And the Mothership Core is quite far. It has to be Chrono boosted. So he's just broken up the build a little bit of Showtime.
Yeah.
And he's forced another pylon, which is... He's just kind of really ruined his build. There's another pylon that isn't necessary because the pylon completed at the same time the Nexus completed.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like got a double pylon. And it's just kind of messed up his build. This is nice from Nerchio. Just additional 2 lings, that's all it is. And it's really put a bit of pressure onto Showtime.
And a pylon has to go away at the front of the wall here so he can wall that off as well. So
yeah, that extra pylon to the bottom right wasn't even needed in this game.
Yeah. A little bit of an annoyance there for Showtime earlier on, and that is going to screw around with him. But for now, Nerchio, behind this, he's playing his own game. He hasn't added on any guesses yet. They're going to go down right now, just before that 6-minute mark. And there's the Stargate once again in the same place. So Nerchio, if he did pay attention to, you know, replays after the games he played, he could quite happily spot that and send in those overlords and see it. But the first Phoenix was revealed anyway, so it's not really going to change up too much.
Yeah. Nerchio rewatching the game where he brutalized his opponent last time.
He'd be like, yeah,
wouldn't surprise me.
Look at me killing him.
Wouldn't surprise me. So next component really of this build for Showtime is to start thinking about the gases on his natural very, very shortly. You know, he'll want to wait for the Phoenix to be built first, and then I imagine Phoenix first, and then the gases. And the
the trajectory of this Overlord is going to see that Stargate. So
yep, nice and early, and a nice and early Roach Warren from Nerchio too, in case there was a gateway attack or something, which he wasn't certain of yet until now.
It's good coverage, good coverage. That Roach Warren will start up for Nerchio. Well, actually, it's almost finished, as you pointed out just before. And Showtime is heading over to this left-hand side now, once again, with the double Zealot and Mothership Core poke.
Yeah, he only just spotted it, by the way. Only just this time spotted it. So 8lings were a little bit late here.
Yeah, not really overcommitting too much. A few roaches being added on, actually. So I think the roaches here are a little bit not too warranted. But, you know, he wants to be careful. He wants to be safe.
And if we see a fast third base, this can easily turn into aggression too, once circling speed finishes. But as you say, it is just safety precautions. Forge is thrown in. Where's the robotics facility? That's actually kind of the next part of his build here.
Unless he wants to go over to Void Ray, but
yeah, there it is. And third base should be coming down very, very soon here. Depending on how fast he wants to take it, he can take it now, or he wants to wait another cycle, 2 cycles. Whereas Nerchio's just droning quite happily at this point. And the next thing that he needs to scout is the third, if it's there or not. And then based on the third timing, will base on when he wants to attack or not attack.
He has a look around. Doesn't see a third just yet. And, well, he did see the Phoenix moving out once again. And the Spore Crawlers are already in position to deal with that. He's spread his creep between his second and third very nicely. So all of these locations right now for Nerchio are very well defended. And he's rallied all of his Overlords at the natural to a drone. So they're currently doing a little dance.
No gases on the third base yet for Nerchio. And he's building 16 lings. Could see Roach Ling, unless he takes the gases soon. Oh, okay, there's a Hydroden. He'll take the gases very soon.
Yeah, and actually the Robo Base starts up once again here for Showtime. So this is the same time that it actually started for him in the previous version of this map, but he cancelled it. Yeah. He needs to get good confirmation as to what his opponent's doing in terms of tech.
He's seen the lair and seen no gases on the third base, so that looks like Roach Ling at the moment, which is why he starts an Immortal.
Yeah,
that's the reason why he starts the Immortal. It looks like Roach Ling, which is what I was saying just now. And he's going to look around to see what he can find. Where's the Hydroden?
It's at the back of the natural.
So he's looking. He's trying to find out information because he's really playing this cautiously. He's not rushing out the third base. It's really slow because he doesn't want to die to Roach Ling attacks, which he thinks it is, and still thinks it is now. And that helps Nerchio a lot.
Oh yeah.
Because without the third base being down, he can delay even longer now with the Lings here. And overall, just misreading, apparently, so far from Showtime.
All of these Lings rallying to the front so aggressively here really makes it look like it's being sold like that. So it's really kind of good moves here by Nerchio, who starts the Spire. I mean, to be honest, he's getting Hydra speed, but it could quite happily deviate up.
Yeah, he'll go to Corruptors most likely from this point, like a Hydra Corruptor style. And now the third base is going to be taken, as on the third, Showtime sees the gases, sees the Spire, and has already seen Hydros with the Observer. So has now got information on what the game is, and is starting his Void Ray count because he's expecting like a Ling Hydra Corruptor composition to come out from Nerchio. Yeah,
this is a far better start here for Showtime in this game. Yes, his third was a little bit delayed, but in the end, he's keeping himself a bit more stable because the last time it really didn't go well. The Lings are going to push in.
Yeah, there's quite a few units here. He's going to have to use some good force fields. Where's that first Colossus? There it is. That's going to help out a lot here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nice little wall as well.
Hard to really do anything against that.
Very, very good.
All right, so Groove Spines is going to finish up in just a little bit as well. But aside from that, Infestation Pit goes down for Nerchio. So all the tech everywhere.
Looks like we could see a very similar game to what we saw earlier here.
Yeah, but Showtime's doing all right.
Yeah, he's doing all right. He was definitely slow on reading into this game, but compared to the first time they played, he didn't completely misread. He was just slow reading. And last game, he misread, didn't start his Colossus early, blah, 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 blah. But this game is good. It's just a little bit slower to what he would have liked.
These 3 Phoenix eventually will get away, and it's important that they do get away. You can poke in later for maybe for some harassment or information against this, but he certainly has to be careful now because he does not know about the infestation pit. He needs to scoot over with that. Oh, okay, he does, because he just sees the hive morphing in. But
yeah, and this looks as a Viper timing so far.
Yeah.
The first attack would be Corruptor base, maybe, if he wants to attack with it. And then second would be Viper. He is getting the Infestors, so yeah, Infestor, Viper. He doesn't dedicate to Pathogen Glands because he's going to build the Infestors now, or Infestor now. But no melee upgrades for Ultralisks. So it's like much more focus away from the Ultralisks, obviously. Zergling, Hydralisk, Corruptor, Viper for Blinding Cloud, Infestor for Fungal Growth, and a big attack. But +2 attack, Void Ray counts decent, Colossus counts decent, and there will be high tempo out in time, so he can feed back the Infestors / Vipers. So this game's much better here for Showtime.
Exactly. He's lining up for a good set of upgrades, a good set of production as well. He's going to go up to 10 gateways, whilst Nerchio is sitting around on, I would say, really quite lackluster upgrades. He's only got 1 evolution chamber wearing away.
He's +1 carapace and just about to be +1 attack.
Yeah, so it's not like the speediest of upgrades that we could have out from the Zerg here. All his units are basically going to hit kind of weakish.
Ooh, Great Aspire. That's a big change. Didn't expect that one to happen.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big change up here. That's going to be so crucial not to be seen early. And it comes down to not really Nerchio stopping it from being seen, but more so Showtime seeing it being seen.
You're right. If he can blindside him with those Broodlords, then that could go really badly.
Yeah, because everything so far, Showtime probably would have read like I've read so far.
And right now he starts melee upgrades as well, so that's going to help out the Broodlords even further.
Yeah, Immortal's expecting the Ultralisk, so he's completely reading it into what I've been describing. A little bit unfortunate, but he is down quite nicely on these bases. He just needs to spot the Great Spy because it does require different units to what he has. It would require Blink, it would require more Stargates, not another robotics facility.
Yeah, and even that Robo could have been better dedicated to Colossus to actually clean up Broodlings. So
Yep.
This is not the most amazing of positions for Showtime to be in terms of how he's reading this further on. Because
it's a good mind game from Nerchio, though, playing it like this. But Showtime moving out right now. We know he's not really ready to take a full-on fight because he's trying to add on Immortals and stuff, but he may try to get in there before the Ultralisks. But in reality, he's moving in there before the Broodlords, and he isn't going to get there before being the keyword here as they get morphed in. And not only is his attack going to get stopped, he could die to a counterattack.
He could. 9 Broodlords morphing in. There's very little anti-air. Storms are going to have to land very nicely on these Broodlords, but at the same time, when will he know? He has to charge some forwards. Now he knows. He really sees exactly what he's going to be facing up against. Storm will land on quite a few of those Hydralisks on the right-hand side, but he has to get out of there. There's no way he can stick around for all of this, as the Broodlords are starting to raining down a lot of damage from the heavens, and he has to run away.
From the heavens.
They're far away, man. They're pretty far away.
Mothership Core goes down, and there's an opportunity for a counterattack here because this has been spotted very, very late. Void Rays are good, but not when there's Corruptors in front defending. And Nerchio has an opportunity to win this game right here, right now.
Yeah.
The Stargate is coming in, the Fleet Beacon's coming in, but it's slow. If somehow we can get there, but even these units are just, they can't even retreat.
Yeah. Nerchio has to go now with this. This is where
a late scout.
He packs the punch now, right now. He kills another Colossus off as well. The army supply is 112 to 66. Broodlords are going to sit on top of this third base. And
if he loses the third base, then he's in trouble. Of course, there is another third base on the right-hand side, but there's a lot of Lings in the game. But there is a counter Zealot attack. A Zealot attack.
A Zealot counterattack. That one.
A counterattack with Zealots on the third, and even just running around, which is very good. But he can't, I don't think, stop the Hydralisks and Corruptors. They're going to protect the Broodlords too well.
It's way too much. And
no, MMY.
Mixed martial yoga. Ugh. I don't think anyone says, yeah, I'll be honest with you.
That sucks.
Again. Nerchio's had enough. He's looking for blood.
Yeah, this is right towards the end of this too.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, It's looking bad for Showtime.
Yeah.
The one thing he has going for him is that harassment and trying to build up Void Ray numbers, trying to build up Stalker numbers.
You can take a sip of water right now while this 60-second countdown goes on, but all I hear in the background is zzz, you're dead.
Wait, maybe I can move the camera.
Dead. Zzz, you're dead.
I can't even move it. It's like,
Yeah. This is bad. This is so bad. Down 146 supply. I can't even look at the unit tab. Can't do anything.
No, nor can I. USA. All right, so let's go. MMY has left. The third base has left, and soon Showtime may end up leaving if he doesn't somehow deal with this. Great play by Nerchio. It just completely caught his opponent off guard. Yeah. Showtime, I guess, you know, Hallucinate Phoenix, anything to keep an eye on exactly what his opponent's up to is so important.
And just like in the round of 16, we see today Nerchio looking to 2-0 Showtime for the second time today. So he extends in just WCS his lead 3-0 altogether over Showtime with this victory. A counterattack is going to be launched here, but this is going to be very difficult to make work. To go for a base race, Hydralisk popping out, Lings all around, Corruptors coming back to clear out the Void Rays. This is not going to be easy.
Yeah, the Broodlords and Hydras on the other side of the map, washing across these bases. And, well, he does try and push on forwards. Even the drones come off the line. Nerchio knows all he has to do is deal with all of this, and then he should win. And all the drones actually sitting on top of these Immortals, which is actually not too bad.
Every single Stalker that dies is not Stalkers that are going to kill Broodlords.
Yep.
So the only chance for Showtime is a complete base race. Kick off every single structure that Nerchio has.
And there's pylons, masses of pylons up to this top right-hand corner as well, so you can just try and warp in some units somewhere and deal with it.
The Hydralisk are going home just to make sure that he doesn't. If he sits on his third, then he cannot be destroyed.
Yeah.
And then the Broodlords can kill everything else.
And because there's no Nexi down here, there's no like fear of a recall straight underneath these Broodlords, so he's content, completely content. Where is the Mothership core? Oh, it's over here.
So there are 4 Hydras on the third, and going to be joined up with another 15 or so. So like 20, and then Spine Crawlers too. So Nerchio's going to make his final stance on his third, while, like I said, his opponent's hoping for a complete base race. It's going to be very difficult. Yes, he has Stalkers, but he only has 15. They're one-on-one matching up against the Hydralisks and Spines.
And Showtime's trying to keep himself in this. He's going for a base up to the north. But every choice that he makes here, it's being spotted. This base is going to fall. All he has to do is send his army straight up north and spot that base as well. And Showtime's fighting for his premier life. You know, why not play out to the very last second?
To the bitter end, this one. To the very bitter end. And 3 Spines, Spawn and Pool. A lot of Hydralisk numbers are so crazy high over here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's better upgrades on the Stalkers. They do have Blink, and there is double Time Warp. But yeah, this is very difficult.
Yeah, it loses a few of these buildings down at the bottom right. All he has to do is really kill off the Nexi. He find it with a couple of Lings as well. And the final stand of Showtime is about to begin up to this top right.
He may try to blink under the Broodlords, but all these Broodlords together, even if blunked under, is that the Hydralisks that are left over the other side can easily join, and then it's not a win fight.
Yeah, when there's their own personal Broodlord per Stalker, pretty much, you know, you're not going to have really the best of times.
Well, here it is.
Oh, and Hydralisk's compliment. Lovely.
Yeah, lovely Hydralisks.
Doing all right. He corrupts almost every single Stalker.
Yeah.
It's like, you better die.
All right. Oh, 1 Stalker, 2 Stalker less.
This could be a song, but I'm not going to go into it.
Yeah, and the Broodlords are going to get to the last Nexus while the Hydralisks protect them.
Yeah, there you go. GG. Congratulations to Nerchio.